Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In the world of Korean entertainment, surprises are rare, but what happened right after Lee Min-ho and Kim Go Eun's heart-melting reunion shocked even the most devoted fans. Today, we unravel the moment that shattered expectations around the world, because Lee Min-ho didn't just reunite with Kim Go Eun. He took a step so bold, so unexpected, that it left her completely speechless. The story begins right after their private meeting ended, the meeting that fans had waited years to see. The gentle smiles, the soft eye contact, the familiar warmth everyone had missed, it all came rushing back as if time had never passed. But the real surprise came after that moment, when everyone thought they had said goodbye and walked their separate paths like professionals. But Lee Min-ho didn't walk away. Instead, as Kim Go Eun stepped out of the quiet lounge where they had been talking, she heard footsteps behind her, footsteps that stopped just close enough for her to feel the warmth of someone standing there. She turned, slightly confused, only to find Lee Min-ho looking at her with that expression, half nervous, half determined, one she hadn't seen in years. "Go Eun," he said softly. It wasn't formal. It wasn't distant. It was the voice of someone who had been holding something inside for too long. Kim Go Eun froze for a second, surprised. She had expected their meeting to end like always, polite, respectful, maybe even a little emotional. But this tone, this wasn't the voice of co-workers or former co-stars. This was personal, intimate. She blinked, barely managing to whisper, And then it happened. The unexpected moment that changed everything. Lee Min-ho stepped a little closer, lowering his voice as if the hallway itself might be listening. His eyes softened, not the confident gaze fans see on screen, but the vulnerable one he keeps hidden from the world. "There's something I didn't get to say inside," he murmured. Kim Go Eun swallowed. Her hands instinctively tightened around the script she was holding. She wasn't prepared. She thought everything important had already been said, but apparently it hadn't. For a few seconds, he said nothing. He just looked at her, as if trying to decide whether to cross a line or leave things as they were. But then Lee Min-ho made his choice. He took a deep breath and said, "I thought seeing you again would make things easier." But it didn't. It made them harder. Kim Go Eun stared at him, her eyes full of questions, confusion, and something deeper. Something she didn't know how to express. Lee Min-ho continued, "I realized. I'm still affected by you. More than I want to admit." The hallway fell into complete silence. Kim Go Eun didn't move. She didn't speak. She didn't even blink. She couldn't. Because those words, simple, honest, impossible to misinterpret, hit her like a wave she wasn't ready for. Her breath caught. And for a moment, she felt the world stop around them. Lee Min-ho took another step closer, closing the distance between them, but not touching her. Just standing there, close enough for her to feel the sincerity in every word. "I don't expect anything from you," he added softly. "I just needed you to know." Kim Go Eun's lips parted, but no words came out. She was stunned, completely, utterly speechless. The boldness of his confession wasn't in the words themselves, but in the honesty he allowed himself to show. An honesty she knew he rarely revealed to anyone. Her eyes softened, but her voice trembled as she finally whispered, "Min-ho, why now?" Lee Min-ho didn't answer immediately. He looked away for a moment, gathering his thoughts, before meeting her gaze again with startling clarity. "Because pretending doesn't work anymore," he said. "Not after seeing you today." Kim Go Eun lowered her gaze, her heartbeat echoing in her ears. She remembered the way he hugged her earlier, the way his hand lingered on her back, the way he had pulled away slower than necessary. She remembered the softness in his smile, the gentle warmth in his eyes, the familiarity she thought she'd forgotten. And suddenly, everything made sense. But the world outside didn't wait. A staff member walked by in the distance, and naturally, they both stepped back, instinctively slipping into professionalism again. But the air between them had changed. Something unspoken lingered, something that couldn't be undone. As they began walking toward the exit, Lee Min-ho slowed down just enough to let their arms brush. It was subtle, quite intentional. Kim Go Eun felt her breath catch again. When they reached the door where their managers were waiting, Lee Min-ho hesitated. He turned to her one last time, his voice low enough only she could hear. "This isn't the end of the conversation," he said gently. "Not for me." Kim Go Eun felt a warmth spread across her chest, soft, overwhelming, impossible to ignore. But she still couldn't speak. Her silence wasn't rejection, it was shock. Pure, unfiltered shock. Her manager called her name, and she finally forced herself to move. She walked away slowly, her steps unsteady, her mind spinning with every word he had said. And as the door closed behind her, Lee Min-ho watched her with an expression no one had ever captured on camera, an expression full of longing, hesitation, and newfound courage. But the story didn't end there. Minutes later, fans noticed something strange. Lee Min-ho wasn't heading toward his van. Instead, he was walking in the opposite direction, toward a quiet outdoor area behind the building, the same area Kim Go Eun's car would pass on its way out. And as her car appeared, Lee Min-ho did something no one expected. He lifted his hand and placed it over his heart. A small gesture, subtle, but powerful enough to send shockwaves through anyone who saw it. Because it wasn't a wave. It wasn't a public fan service gesture. It was a message. A message only one person would truly understand. When Kim Go Eun's car rolled past him and she saw him standing there, waiting, silently, bravely, her eyes widened. Her breath caught again. And for the first time that day, a soft, uncontrollable smile formed on her lips. A smile she thought he wouldn't see. But he did. And it changed everything. The bold step he took shattered every expectation fans ever had. He didn't hide his feelings. He didn't suppress them. He didn't pretend. Lee Min-ho chose honesty. Unfiltered. Vulnerable. And Kim Go Eun's silent smile was all the answer he needed. What happens next between them? No one knows. But one thing is certain, this moment wasn't the end. It was the beginning.